This is the Federation transmission for this beautiful, beautiful day of the 15th of August 2007. I've just finished work. We've been flogged today. Lots and lots of chest infections, all ages of people, from the youngsters right from 3 months old up to about 90 years old. People being affected by this very, very heavy flu which is going on here in Australia. As much as many as 7 people now on the east coast of Australia have now died from this influenza A virus which is kicking in, and even here our ambulance service is getting hit by very, very strong flu, and we know when ambos are getting done by flu, it's a very, very strong strain. So interesting things are going on right around the planet. The Arctic, the Antarctic, the Greenland, beautiful ice mass is melting very, very fast. Oceans are rising, our currents are changing. Are we in for a ride? Strap up your wetsuit, put it in the water, jump on your board, let's go for a big surf, because we're going to surf climate change together. This is the Galactic Federation, and we all wish you a magnificent day tomorrow, and may the force be with you. There don't have to be drastic changes, but at least some changes, you know, as they progress to a more balanced need of power and resources.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Why not abolish the car process? They keep on adding to the car, make it bigger, heavier, you know, more efficient in some ways, but not necessarily environmentally, you know, effective.
Yeah. That's kind of like the challenge, because they're saying they don't legally and under the legal constructs of a business, they don't have to by law improve the standards, and it's not until it becomes law that they really have to. And that's what Al Gore's saying, is it becomes a moral imperative that they make those changes. You know, and it really comes down to people. I think people always dictate government and business. People have got to say, I will no longer buy your car, I will no longer use that product until it becomes in accordance to environmental standards.
Yeah.
Still, it's got to come down to people, because companies are funny like that. They don't change unless it has an economic benefit, you know, and not until that threat there. Same with the government with their economy. They keep using the economy as the say-all and be-all in terms of making changes. If it affects the economy in a negative way, well then we won't make the change. And that forever dictates their decision making. So basically people have the power to say, I will only accept that product, I will only use that transport, I'll only use water in this way, and that's when then governments and companies start going, well, if we don't change with them, then that's going to have a negative impact on our business or our government, therefore we must change. They only understand the language of economy, therefore you have to make changes that speak the language that they speak.
Yeah.
And that comes from people and making decisions in their lives that will make those changes. And I think the only way to do that is people have dirty habits. People currently have dirty habits, and those habits need to be changed. No different from any addiction. In the material world, we are addicted to the material things that surround us in this so-called society. So those sort of changes, like we're saying, you need to see the solutions repeated for them to hopefully have any impact or any influence on your life. You just need to repeat it. When you put on the internet, I'm still not seeing repetition of solutions. I'm seeing the debate keep coming up. Is it happening? Is it not happening? How big is it? Everyone's saying it's big. It's obviously bloody big, but there's still not a repetition in what are the lifestyle changes required to overcome it. You know, there's no repetition in that. And that's because maybe the people involved don't have any incentive. You know, everyone, they work for some climate company, they work for this. No one is backseeing the whole thing from an external perspective to say, well, let's just get on with it. You know, obviously there's enough consensus to say that there's obvious change going on. So let's just, at least for those people who are willing to get active, let's at least saturate them with the solutions and show them what's available to them to make those changes.
Because I've just been finishing off some more fiberglassing on the Jeep, bit of sandpapering today, get it down and nice and smooth before putting a layer of paint on. As you can see, it's slowly getting there. So a little bit more work on the Federation Superstar Jeep. How you all doing, folks? I hope you're having a magnificent day. It's been a big week out there on the planet Earth. Lots and lots of rain by the sounds of it, and it continues to drop more and more. We've got a state of emergency which has been declared in the island of Hawaii, where a Category 3 hurricane is closing in on the island. So there's lots and lots of preparation going on there of battering up the windows, making sure people are safe, making sure there's no loose items are being left outside where that wind velocity can pick up a toothpick and throw it in the back of your skull. It's not very funny. 13 houses have been washed away in India due to tidal wave forces affecting the coastline in India. So more turbulent seas affecting the subcontinent, which has been affected for the last month now by heavy rains. Another tropical storm is also beating down in the Philippines, which is the third for this month out there in the Philippines, and another storm depression is also forming in the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. So they're all copping a little bit of activity at the moment. Flooding also has left hundreds of people missing or dead in North Korea, as 20,000 homes have been damaged from more torrential rain. Relentless rains have also been affecting Norway and Switzerland, where big dollars, lots and lots of Johnny Cash has to go into the rebuilding of all the infrastructure damage caused by the flooding there in Switzerland, and also heading back to Bangladesh, where we know they've have a humanitarian crisis which still continues today from the flooding which has occurred there in the last couple of weeks. Well, the death toll still rising there in Bangladesh due to that rain, and also in Britain also this year this week, severe weather warnings which have been forecast for all of Britain. So it's been a wet week for all places around the planet Earth, and I think there was another place in Africa which is also being affected by the rains, a region called Burkina Faso in Africa, where they're experiencing record-breaking rain. So all the way from Africa to Europe up there in Britain, and also in Bangladesh, India, and obviously in the Atlantic there, and all the way even to North Korea, where that heavy flooding still continues. So lots and lots of run from that rain coming down beautifully from our skies and affecting lots and lots of people. We obviously need to change our infrastructure. We need to look at new ways that we can effectively look after the survival of our people, and that means getting our people safe and secure. A new dawning for mankind is occurring on the planet Earth, and we need to shift and shape up for this continual change which the Earth is occurring. So we need to pick our socks up, make sure our people are safe.
But people have just got to demand it and refuse to use technologies that, you know, they've just got to scale down. I think they'll bend over backwards as soon as people start going, no, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to go front gate or... Yeah. I reckon people, as soon as people just start single-handedly making a decision on their own behalf, it's a funny thing, like you hear the debate about fuel, you hear everyone talking about fuel cost and fuel rate. Stop using fuel, do everything you can within your own power to use your own forms of transport.